children. We are mothers, fathers,
sons and daughters.
We are brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles,
nephews and nieces, grandfathers, grandmothers.
We are cousins.
Many of us came hundreds of years ago.
Some of us have just arrived. We are the children of Africa.
My name is Matthew DaCosta. I am a free man. I came here with the Champlain. I am the translator between the French and the Mi'kmaq, the people of the land.
Against our will, we were bought and sold.
They baptized us in their churches, but would not set us free.
They left us in their wills and with their other possessions.
Even in death, they segregated us. We took every chance to escape to be free.
Me and my brother have a mind, stay on freedom. Me and my brother have a mind.
After the American Revolutionary War, we were free black loyalists.
Stay on freedom.
Some of us, though, were not. Servants for life, they call us.
Me and my brother have a mind.
We loved our families, created churches, schools. We made community. We worked hard for little wage. In Shelburne, the white soldiers started a riot against us. We fled into the woods to save our lives.
Stay on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on freedom. Walking and talking with my mind. Stay on freedom. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
At Annapolis, Rose Fortune set up her cartage business and saw to the safety of our children. Her people are here still. Promises made to us, promises broken. Poor land, few tools, harsh treatment. We wanted better for our children. So we decided to leave Nova Scotia for Sierra Leone. Our people are there still. Not all of us made that journey. Some were forced back into slavery. Others did not want to face more broken promises. Their descendants are here still. Hartley, Cromwell, Farmer, Garrett, Reddick.
On this isle, too, we fought for freedom, believed the promises. We are the Maroons, sent here in exile, put to work on this fort. Soon, we too left for Sierra Leone. We were promised freedom if we answered the call to stand with the king in this battle. We numbered 3,000 at New York, ready to sail to Nova Scotia.
No more can block for me. No more, no more can block for me. Many a thousand gone.
We suffered in those early years, sickness, starvation, harsh attitudes against us.
Yet we survived when they thought we would not. We made a way out of no way, planted gardens, found food in the forests and lakes, sold our goods at market. We moved throughout, making communities. We worked for ourselves, and we worked for others.
We fought for freedom abroad. We fought for freedom at home.
We created new churches. Pushed hard to educate our children. Set up our own institutions. Against all odds, against mighty barriers, we have survived and thrived, but not without pain, never without struggle.
With generations of hard work, determination, faith, laughter, always with hope for a better tomorrow.
Always seeking a brighter day for our children.
Our heritage, our pathway to tomorrow.
Stay on freedom, a walk and talking with a mind, a mind, a mind. Stay on freedom, hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
From Birchtown to Botswana,
From Sydney to Somalia,
from Halifax to Freetown.
the African diaspora lives here.
What do you think of that? That video was under the vision of our own Dr. Sylvia Hamilton, who was born in Beachville, and she's a well-known, esteemed black filmmaker in Canada. The conference, actually last year, after the Diaspora conference, is usually held in Bermuda, but their first time ever outside of the island, and it was held in Nova Scotia for the first time in history. So that was one of the projects that she did for us. I think she did a good job, don't you? Yeah. One of the things that we also want you to know that our history has very much been diluted or distorted or misplaced and maybe even stolen by others. But one most important part of that history is that we are descendants of royalty, not slavery. We survived slavery. So that makes it even more important that we look at our greatness from our perspective of once we've come and here we are now, especially for the young people here today. We are also mindful of the terrible tragedy that happened in Toronto area recently. And we offer our prayers and condolences to those who may know some of the people involved with that. We have to stop the violence in our communities. So we wish you the best if you're from the area, but pray for them anyway. And we all need prayer, don't we, to help us carry through those struggles of life. We also I'm very proud of the fact that the center is equipped with a lot of accessibility for those who have trouble climbing stairs. We have an elevator. We also have the washrooms that are used, for wheelchairs, and we have a wheelchair access as well. You require anything, water or anything like that, or if you have to take any dietary issues, pills, or whatever you need, just let us know. We'll make sure that you have water for that. And any questions that you might have, this is the time that you might want to ask questions about our history. My ancestors are from Virginia, out of Africa. On my mom's side were Cromwells, which go back to 1760 in Nova Scotia, and a lot of my relatives came later than that during the American Revolutionary period. On my dad's side, if there's anybody here from his country, is Barbados. Any Asian? All right. Let's hear it for Barbados. Come on. So,
what is your title?
I'm sorry?
What is your title?
At the job here?
Your name. Last name. Your
Bishop.
Bishop?
Bishop, yes. My sixth cousin was Maurice Bishop from Grenada. He was assassinated in 1983, actually 39 years ago. We also have a lot of history, from other cultures here, maroon protections, and we have the refugee connections, and other ethnic groups that have come through Nova Scotia. So our history is very rich and very much a wholesome history. One of the other points I want to make before I move on is that this is the rural area called Preston, east, north, and Lake Loon, Cherry Brook. This constitutes about 10,000 black people in this area, approximately, and these are rural communities. So if you go to Halifax, for example, and people say, well, where are the black people hanging out? You don't see too many black people hanging in the Halifax area. They're mostly in the rural communities. So in the rural parts of the province, that's where land grants were given over 200 years ago in most cases. So our ancestors strived and survived the struggles of that. It's very important to note that they were expected to die off and did not. Isn't that amazing? So we're strong and we're getting stronger. So we have to keep on keeping on and keeping the blessings flowing. This area has the three communities, as I mentioned. The largest of those is North Preston, which you heard about the two students from those areas. And you're going to hear a little bit about the music of the community in a few moments here. But you may have other questions. So just take a couple minutes for that, and then we're going to give you a little piece of entertainment from our students for the summer. Any questions?
I have a question. Is it true that the Jamaican government owns land in Halifax here? Is that true?
I'm sure they do. There's always connections with different cultures in different countries. There's land that's been crown land for hundreds of years here. And so there are divisions of land, I'm sure, in various parts of it. European has a piece of this, Nova Scotia, Germany. I mean, there's all kinds of people with hands in the pot here. So Nova Scotia is a very unique place. And so we're, again, back to our own culture, the land that we own, like our black communities are, very much landowners. So when people come here, they're shocked. They say, well, where's the black community? And I said, you're in it. Well, where do they live at? In their homes. Well, who made the homes? They built their homes, So the houses are very beautiful. I mean, there's I know in Toronto, like $400,000 or $500,000 homes up there. I've seen them. Well, down here you can build a house for, $100,000. Same house.
What did you say was your connection to this bishop?
I'm his sixth cousin from Grenada. Yeah. On my dad's side.
A second question.
Yes.
Would you say that any of the West Indian islands had a more significant effect or impact on Nova Scotia's land?
From the Barbados?
No, the question.
The Caribbean?
Yeah. let me rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Would you say that any particular island
Oh,
has any
major
major
effect?
effect on the black population?
No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, we have so many different Caribbean islands that have come here over the years. I know maybe some of the people from a particular island might claim that, but because of Nova Scotia being the way it is, it really embraces all the islands. I'll give you a quick example. Ackee and saltfish, where's that from? Jamaica. Where's the saltfish from? Nova Scotia. So many people don't know that, right? And we have a Kingston, Nova Scotia, as well as a Kingston, Jamaica. We have a Bridgetown, Barbados, Bridgetown, Nova Scotia. So there's a whole lot of different crossovers and connectors that we have here in the province. Why? Because we're surrounded mostly by ocean. And this is the second deepest harbor in the world, Halifax. So ships have always come here. One of the biggest surprises to most people is that whaling industry was huge in Dartmouth. The whales were known by the hundreds in our harbors and became a very lucrative business. How did black people get here? A lot of them came on what? Whaling ships. They were the crew. And that was 1 out of every 3 crew members on a whaling ship was black. So these men, were very courageous and they worked in that industry, and that became to be a lucrative business for the whale oil. Before there was electricity, we used oil for our lamps, for the streets, and for our homes. So again, that part of the history is not well known in Nova Scotia and Caribbean. Very rich. Yes?
Does Afriqueville still exist? Afriqueville?
Afriqueville has been uprooted back in between 1964 to 1970. The spirit of the people still exists, and they recently have replicated their church. It's called the Seaville Baptist, but it's an interpretation center. So if you go over to the Afriqueville site, maybe Mr. Smith, I'm not sure if you're going there, but you'll see there's an actual church that looks like the one that was originally on that site. No, the community is no longer there with people living in homes, but again, it's been dedicated in memory of the Afriqueville residents. It's now Afriqueville Park or Afriqueville. They have an Afriqueville Road. All these have been changes in the last 2 years. They also had an official apology from the Halifax City, and that's a remarkable thing as well. The spirit lives on. We have an exhibit upstairs. You can take a look at that after to see a little bit about the history of that community as well. Yes?
We hear a lot of reports about black on black crime. To what extent is that represented here? And the second part of that question is there a disproportionate number of blacks incarcerated as a result?
Isn't that everywhere though? Yeah. I don't think it's really in particular in our community so much as any other. But there is some issues with violence, yes. Black on black crime has, I think, been a real rise in that in the last 10 years. It's, I've been aware of, the issues. In terms of, where we go from here, I think it's important to understand that education and a strong faith in God has to be the landmark for our African brothers and sisters. That's where we came from originally, from that line of faithful and spiritual people. And education was always something that we sought after. So again, low self-esteem issues are huge. We try to change that by giving people the importance of knowing who they are, when they came from, and that will keep them from getting to the issues, the troubles that they run into.